Running with the runners. 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 Running with the runners.
All right. I hope you are running with the runners. It's Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Guys, assets are flying up like crazy. We got to give M.I.M.S his props because he called it $50 silver in 2025. Ricardo Hamilton, what's going on, brother?
Man, fired up and excited as always. What's going on? Shout out to the runners. Yeah, you heard it. Silver over $50 an ounce. Not surprised at all, though, folks. We know what's going on. Been knowing this was going on, going much higher. Got a phenomenal show for you guys, but I'm feeling good, brother. How are you?
Oh, phenomenal week.
Yeah.
I'll tell this story real quick. I got to make a Facebook post about it, but obviously, every now and then I'll give my kids a silver ounce for birthdays or just because I got a cool coin in, and one of them had their little box open, and I asked him, I said, you know what each of these ounces of silver are worth now? And he's like, I don't know, $30. I said, no, they're over $50 now. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So I pick up 2 silver coins to hold in my hand. I'm like, that's $100 now. Actually, probably more.
Wow.
And then he starts counting them out. He's like, I got over $1,000 in here. And then I thought about, we talk about all the time of 70% of Americans don't have $1,000, for emergencies. And here it is, my 13 and 15-year-old have already, amassed something that can, give them a really good head start in life.
Yeah. I mean, we're so ahead of it. We've been, we just give away an ounce, because we were just getting ounces like that, still are. And, here we have an ounce of silver at 50, and folks, it's going to 80. It's going to 100. It's going to 200, 300 and more per coin. Okay. In case you didn't know, I'm telling you right now. Okay. It might get to a point where you might not be able to afford an ounce of silver, or you just won't be able to buy it. They won't be selling silver anymore. It's too strategic of a metal for the global economy on a military level and industrial. But what a time to be alive, man. Just historic, man. But that's an awesome testimony right there, brother.
And so just so you guys know, we have a special guest on tonight. We're going to be bringing John on in just a few minutes, but there's so much going on in the market. We want to cover it really quick. Again, M.I.M.S, gold at basically $4,200 an ounce. We're looking at a $29 trillion market cap. Silver at $51.17. I never thought this day would come, M.I.M S. We just kept stacking and stacking when it was in the 24, 25. Everyone's complaining the price isn't going up. And I said, guys, every day you can buy silver below $30. Thank the central banksters and all the riggers and just keep stacking.
And look, I'm still stacking. This came in the mail today.
I saw that, dude. Hold on, let me put you big screen.
Yeah. Nice little 10
That's
ounce.
Beautiful.
1776 We the People. That came in today. I'm loving this piece. Might have to pick me up a couple more of them. Nice little 10 ounce. But yeah, brother, we ain't gonna stop, man. It's about liberty and freedom and real wealth, real money. This is constitutional money right here. This is God's money all around the world, Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas. This is the time, folks, man. I'm excited for the future and everybody who's doing the right things with their paper dollar as well. It has value.
And I think we're gonna have to do a whole live on what's happening with gold and silver, because we could talk about that for an hour.
Oh yeah.
If you guys didn't know, okay, crypto had one of the biggest crash liquidation event in the history of crypto. It wasn't even close. At that one day things were down. Let me look at the Bitcoin chart just so you guys can see the drop. This happened on Friday, and it was basically, we were chilling at 121 and then we just went down to 108. And, Ricardo and I are trying to buy here, and a lot of the exchanges shut down. There's lots. This is a whole other live we'll have to do. Centralized exchanges failed. Decentralized exchanges did not, though. So this is basically when Wall Street bought, guys, right? They were trying to shake us out. They wanted to get Bitcoin and crypto on sale, and they did. And we're still just kind of chopping. So I'm still buying. I know M.I.M S and I bought even more that night. So guys, I'm telling you, crypto and blockchain is the future, and you guys just want to find, the projects that you believe in, and and buy. And so M.I.M.S, I noticed Bit Tensor Tau in the last week
Oh yeah.
up 35%.
Yeah, time move big time.
And this is one I bought on Friday. I wanted to get it down here at 246. By the time I could buy, I got it at like 290. But that was just like on Friday. I got it for 290 and it's up to 50 right now.
You're right. Yeah, it's going higher. That's a major AI play, major infrastructure right there. It's crazy. So yeah, definitely get some of that.
And we just tell you this, guys, to let you know you have to flip that mindset. And when you see an asset that you believe in and it goes down, you need to get excited. I mean, Ricardo and I were trying to find money everywhere to buy that dip when it happened Friday until like, the exchanges we were using didn't work. So we got a few things on DeFi, but just be ready, guys. All right. Know what you hold and keep stacking assets because we all know what's happening to the dollar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, folks, we're about to go into a massive bull run here. Everything is being put in place. More legislation and things that are going to take place. It's just phenomenal. Keep adding to your bags, man. I just keep adding to my bags right now.
The S&P
accumulation time period.
All right, this is the only video we're going to watch today, and they're going to bring John on because this is what I've been trying to tell people. I got a buddy that's a financial advisor, and I was telling him that stocks are just a scam, basically, once you factor in inflation. So this is former finance professor Tad Smith. After 25 years teaching of finance, I realized this at 58. If the money printer grows 8 to 10% annually, that means what real inflation is, and the S&P 500 returns 9% on average, it's just treading water. True wealth comes from outpacing the printer. And I've been telling people this, you can't do what everyone else is doing or you're going to lose.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for years.
Maybe, even though we've been telling you guys this, maybe if you listen to a guy that's taught finance for 25 years, maybe now you'll get it and start paying attention.
These guys are starting to come to our side, Mike.
I didn't realize that if the average year the money printer goes, call it 8 to 10%, even in the Western countries, even in the OECD nations, and the average return on the S&P 500 is, call it 9-ish%, including dividends, maybe 9.7, maybe a little less, that it means that all of the work of the S&P 500, all of the value created there is actually the money printer. That to me was startling. I mean, to think about that, the fundamental notion that in a closed system or even an open system, when you're printing money at the rate of 8 to 10% a year, everything is losing value, and the things that appear to be gaining value are not gaining value. They're just keeping you even. So you can put all your money in the S&P 500 and you're not gaining any relative wealth at all. That's a startling insight. I mean, when you really think about the entire value of the S&P 500, on average over a long period of time, not even a long period of time, is equivalent to the money printer. That's, to me, a shock. And it was a shock that said, oh my goodness, how do you think about creating wealth that is relatively greater in this economy? And you have to look hard. The other thing you can imagine is I could tell you about Sharpe ratios and diversification. I could tell you all these different things. And, it's interesting. You can take a concept like diversification of risk, and at a top level, it can be a very powerful and useful tool. But if you are so focused on the mechanistic aspect of that, you can step back and miss the forest, which is in a highly diversified portfolio, it's unbelievably hard to pick up relative amounts of wealth. It is. Diversifying your portfolio, however you do it, is by and large going to reduce your incremental gain in wealth, irrespective of the Sharpe ratio. It's concentration of capital in specific bets that outperform the money printer, where you actually create wealth. That was a shock to me. I just didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Even though I taught finance for 20 plus years, I'm still a professor at NYU Stern, at Stern Business School. I've taught strategy and finance for technology, media, and entertainment companies. I'm on a 2-year hiatus, but I'll be presumably going back in the spring. For 25 years, I have almost, actually more than 1,000 former students. And I still didn't get it until I'm age 58. That's the Bitcoin journey.
M.I.M.S, thoughts? I know this is the first time you've seen this, but I thought it was a really good video to kind of just hammer on what we talk about all the time.
You know, it reminds me of another video with Joe when Joe Biden was president and his economic advisor, couldn't explain, how the government creates money.
Yeah.
The federal borrowing from the Federal Reserve and things of that nature. So it just goes to show that these people who have these degrees and all this education and they teach it, they really don't know how the monetary system works. And this is stuff that I've been sharing for years. This stuff that I've been telling people for years about how the monetary system works. And he talked about obviously diversification. I've been teaching people that too. You don't want to dilute, and spread yourself too thin, having a whole lot of different, cryptocurrency projects. You got a little money here, a little money there, a little money there. No, you want to concentrate that bag. So as the value of those assets move up, you're seeing a more significant rise in your portfolio. But, we talk about inflation all the time. And we say, look, if inflation is 8 to 10% a year, if you're in S&P and it's gaining the same amount, 9%, you ain't gaining. You're not winning. You're just getting by. But the great correlation that he did make is that essentially the money that's being created is being used to prop up this fake market. It's propping up in these stocks. So people are not really winning. And in regards to diversification, one more thing he talked about was, I think about 2008 financial crisis. It didn't matter how diversified you thought you were still within their system, their controlled, managed, manipulated, corrupt system. So stocks, bonds, mutual funds, it all went down.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what you was in, right? But what he needs to learn, he's talking about Bitcoin, but it's also he needs to understand gold and silver and getting crypto stuff that we've been teaching for years. But I could do a whole video just off of
right. Man. Yeah, I had to play that one though as I found it.
Great. Yeah, that was great.
So speaking of accumulating your wealth in one ecosystem, right? As you guys probably know, we had the great opportunity to travel to Thailand for 2 weeks with Texit. And I met this guy one night, I think it was like maybe 11 p.m. And he just had energy. He's bouncing off the walls. We ended up talking, I think, for 30, 45 minutes that night. And I was like, that night, as soon as I met, I'm like, bro, you got to come on the Runners Live. Your story is amazing. So right now, guys, let's bring on John Evo, one of our fellow Texit miners. What's going on, John? How are you tonight?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Definitely, man. So let's kind of introduce you to the runners community here. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? You got any hobbies going on? And then we'll kind of get into your Texit journey.
All right. Well, I'm in Texas. I'm about 30 miles south of Dallas in a town called Waxahachie. Originally, I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker, but I got to Texas as fast as I could. I really like the pace out here. I like the open land and a lot of the freedoms we get to practice. I like my Second Amendment. Yeah. I like to collect. And we I started a family out here. I've got a beautiful wife named Amy. I've got 3 beautiful boys, all named with Z's. I'm not going to go through them all, but they're grown out of the house. So we're empty nesters. I got 3 fur babies running around, and you might hear them bark. So hopefully they behave. I gave them some Scooby snacks. That should be good for the night. Right. So I do a little bit out here. I have a restaurant that my wife and I started with my brother 15 years ago. It's called Tuscan Slice. It's a wood-fired Italian restaurant. I've been in the restaurant business my whole life. About 10 years ago, I took a little bit of a sabbatical from the restaurant business, started a construction company. It started out small, like a little handyman business, and it kind of morphed into us remodeling, homes. We remodel restaurants, different businesses and stuff like that. So dabble a little bit in construction. And recently I got into the crypto world, man.
I love it. Well, this is if you guys are into the Texas area south of Dallas, check out John's wood-fired Italian Tuscan Slice sometime. How do you say that? Is it Waxahachie?
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie, Texas.
Yes.
Only in Texas would you have a name like that.
Waxahachie used to be kind of like, it still is kind of a small town. We've got about 50,000 people here now, but there are quite a few movies that Waxahachie has kind of been in. place of the heart, a few TV shows and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of an up and coming little town, man. It's nice out here.
Yeah. No, but get it, close enough to Dallas. You can go to it if you really want to, but if you want to get out of that big city living, you're far enough away.
Yeah, this is nice out here, man. It's a little bit more laid back than Dallas. Not as much traffic, and people a little nicer out here, so we like it.
So before you had heard about Texit, had you branched into cryptocurrency and blockchain at all?
No, I was kind of like all those other Bitcoin. I missed it. Wish I would have, could have, but didn't. Right? We all have that story, and
Yep.
when I heard about Texit, it was I heard about it in May. A buddy of mine named Ray, he found out about the project through his brother-in-law Mike Healy. I'm sure you guys have heard of Mike Healy. He does a bunch of good videos that's all out, and he's the champion for Texit Coin. And so Ray's a good friend of mine. Like I said, I catered his daughter's wedding. His son works for me, and we're pretty much neighbors now. So he told me about Texit Coin, a little bit about the project, and he teased me a little bit, showed me the 70 cents, then at 90. When it hit $1, I was like, all right, I'm in. I got FOMO, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to sleep on this too long. And I jumped right in. I bought 3 mines, got 1 free back then. They were doing that special. And like I said, that was May 8th when I joined. And then, it's just been a fun journey. It's been fast and furious. I can't believe it's already been 5 months. Since then, I've told almost 1,000 people about Texit Coin. I've gotten hundreds to join, and I recently got kind of promoted to Texit Rangers. So that means I'm in the leadership group, and so now I'm just helping, coaching people along, steering them in the right direction, answering questions, and doing meetings for people, helping them launch meetings in different restaurants around town and around the Metroplex.
Awesome. Yeah, and there was so much going on in Thailand. I don't remember where we were at, but Bobby said something about welcome to one of the newest Texit Rangers and announced you. And I totally forgot that. It's, been a whirlwind getting back from the jet lag and then trying to get back to business here. But man, I mean, what a story. And for me, I'm thinking like this just started in May. Like it seems like we've hardly been here, but so much has happened and so many people are winning. So it's just been a whirlwind.
Yeah, listen, I kind of jumped all into this thing. I got the coin right here. I got the hat right here, but I even
let me put your full screen here, guys. This is when the first night I meet John, this is what he shows me. The other way.
You gotta figure that out. There it is.
So that's the coin, and it says "Mine like a Texan." I know it's upside down. And then I got Proverbs 13:22, which is good fathers leave an inheritance for your children and your children's children, and the wealth of the wicked will be laid down for the righteous.
That's right.
This is generational for us, and and we feel like our time has come to get a little piece of that wealth.
Yeah, when you're getting the Texit logo tattooed on you, you're serious. Your life has changed. So before we kind of get into your story and how it's even more amazing, you said you first heard about it at 40 cents? 40
right.
Probably like in April.
In April is when Ray got in.
Okay. So you see it at 40, then kind of early May at 70. And this is probably when you about got in, right around middle of May or so.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this happened. Let me pull up this video. So M.I.M.S, can you really give a quick synopsis of the Bitcoin Pizza Day that happened about 15 years ago?
Yeah. Essentially, people, a long time ago, right? It seems like a long time ago, they had a lot of Bitcoins. And essentially, one guy ended up, getting pizza. Yeah, I think it's like 10,000 Bitcoins that he was able to buy pizza for. And at this time, like nobody knows about Bitcoin really, and nobody's taking Bitcoin seriously. And so yeah, he 10,000 Bitcoins for a pizza. You can imagine 10,000 Bitcoins today, what that will cost. But yeah, Mike, yeah, it's a big story in the crypto space.
Yeah, and so essentially this pizza in the end ended up costing this guy like billions and billions of dollars, right? So, you know, Bobby Gray and Texit, they throw events all the time. And this is from May 22nd is Bitcoin Pizza Day. So they celebrate it with their own twist. So we're going to watch a little bit of this video here. We'll have John in the intro, and then we'll see how Bobby Gray paid for him to supply some pizza that day for Texit.
With Tuscan Slice here, and we're here to celebrate Texit Coin and the awesome Bitcoin and transaction that happened, 15 years ago? We're out here at Interstate at Louisville. We're out here making some pizzas. We're going to freestyle it here with a little bit of Alfredo on some tomato sauce, and maybe.
The story for you, as you just shared with me, is that you started Tuscan Slice, excuse me, 15 years ago.
That's right.
A month before Pizza Day happened for the cryptocurrency community, which I think is very coincidental, right? So here you are 15 years later, serving pizza for a bunch of guys. They got themselves in a cryptocurrency time machine and went back to the early days of Bitcoin to have a do-over. So here we are celebrating our big day with your pizza, and it couldn't be better if I could pay you for that with Texit Coin. Can we make that work right now?
So the only difference is we're going to do something a little better than what they did 15 years ago, because I think they got Papa John's. Oh. And so we like to do it one up. So we got the wood fire pizza, baby.
The right way to go.
That's right. The way they did it. Talk about time machine.
When we're crypto rich.
That's right.
We got the money to do it right.
Hey,
when
why
you're
not?
Just getting started, you do it with Papa John's.
Yeah.
15 years later, we grow up and we get better pizza.
Yeah, you got adult taste buds now, you know?
Tell me what I owe you for the pizza.
So your grand total is $12.8425.
A small price to pay for great quality.
Absolutely.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the TXC wallet app on my phone, if you could do that on yours.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to load this up. I'm going to log in with my fingerprint. And you said $12.84, but that probably doesn't include the tip and service charge.
Well, I do have that in there, but you know, you seem like a generous guy, so whatever you want to bless us with.
So $12.84 times 1.2 is $15.40.
I love it.
I will go back to my wallet. I'm going to click the send button. Here's my send button. There it is. I'm going to scan your QR code just like that. And what did we say the number was? 40.80. I hit next, and I'm going to confirm this with my fingerprint. And just like that, 1540.8 Texit Coin has been beamed over your wallet. Now that's a little more than the 1540 USD, because I think Texit Coin today is about $1.02, right? So close out of that app there real quick, and I'll show you where that comes in real time. Close out of that app, and let's go into the TXC wallet. There you go. So click on that one, and then hit that X there.
Do you guys want to see it happen in real time?
Hit that X there, and then pull down on the middle to refresh it.
Go now.
And it's refreshing right now, just looking for some Wi-Fi. And there you go. The 1540.8 is already there on your phone. I want to say thank you again for coming out.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you and your family. Thanks for sharing this day with us. Congratulations on your 15-year anniversary.
Thank you.
And hopefully we got 15 more coming for both of us.
100%.
All right. See you again next time.
See you. Thank you very much.
All right, so Bobby Gray, of course, putting out a great event there, paying you in Texit Coin. So what of course is great is I hope you kept those Texit Coins, right? You didn't sell them.
Well, you know, I dabble a little bit. I paid for this tattoo with some Texit Coin.
Okay.
You know, it cost me 100 coin. You know, and I've done a few other things with it, but my wallet's grown quite a bit since then. So yeah, I held on to it.
And just to clarify for everybody, it wasn't $15.40. Okay.
No, that's 1,500.
Right. Because if you didn't say that, there's some people who are 1540. He's buying pizza. He didn't realize he was buying.
Nobody call me right now. My phone's ringing off the hook. They want me to come out there for that $15.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's 1540. Okay. So obviously, I'm sure Mike is doing the numbers now. But I want you, this the magnitude, if you guys really catch it, of the opportunity of having Texit coin and mining Texit coin, it's very similar to that, that Bitcoin story back in the day when people were getting Bitcoins and, they didn't really see the value in them. And you had so many of them. And, obviously, Mike gonna put up that number, but Texit coin is much higher than $1 today. And so that same 1540, and we're talking about what, in May, I think he said, right? This was in May.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a couple of months ago.
So
So a couple of months ago, this is why it's so important that people really understand that you have to take your dollars right now and acquire assets that are going to produce assets for you. Because when you have inflation and when you have the loss in value of the dollar, and you're seeing us show you real live testimonies and examples of how you can put your money to work for you so you don't have to work for money, where you can find ways to make money work for you in your sleep, right? By acquiring these assets where you can get paid and receive digital rewards every single day for the rest of your life and beyond, and pass it on to your loved ones, and how it's changed people's lives already. This is something that you need to take action as soon as possible, as soon as possible, so you can start mining these coins. But go ahead, Mike. I know you're going to get the math for us on.
That's right.
But 1540 equates to today.
The math is mathing. So this happened in May. And again, guys, what I love about this, right, is we're not talking about, 5, 10, 15 years ago. We're talking about less than 5 months ago that Texit was at $1. And so I think John originally, he said it was around like $1,200 or so. And so Bobby ended up paying him, we'll just call it $1,500, right? For, a tip and whatnot. So when we went over $6, right? That was $9,000 worth of Texit coin if you would have cashed out then from, $1,200, $1,500 bill, right? Even today at $4, right? Because we're pulling back. Anytime you shoot up that quickly right here, you're going to always have a pullback. Even today, it's over $6,000. Now, if you guys have followed us or you're familiar with Texit, you know that we have what we call our path to 16. Okay. And this is a plan Bobby has laid out, and we're keeping some of it in liquidity to support the price at that level, that as we go up each month. Right now, I think we have over $6 million of value to support our price. And that's in gold. That is at an all-time high. It's in Bitcoin. That is doing really well. Some of it's in USDC. Some of it's in Ethereum.
It's rising in
the
value.
Point is, we have a plan to get to $16 a coin by February. When that happens, that $1,500 Bobby paid him for that pizza will be worth almost $25,000 when we hit that path to 16, guys. So again, this is why we love, assets, especially ones that are new. So if you did miss Bitcoin, like Bobby says, this is the time machine that we have. Yeah,
that's huge, folks. This is as these assets rise in value, more and more people are going to want to take advantage. More and more people want to start mining this coin. But that one thing about these stories where you hear about the Bitcoin pizza story, or even the story today, is you don't sell assets. Okay. You leverage them, even in the very soon future, I can see you'll be able to borrow against your Texit coin. Okay. You'll be able to borrow from your digital assets. You won't have to sell them. Okay. Even now at this moment, I know a way to get that done, but you don't have to sell assets. And when you have these digital assets, your cryptocurrency, understand something, that is going to continue to rise in value as more people around the world move onto the blockchain, as more money moves into the blockchain, as communities like the Texit coin community continues to grow, as the mining infrastructure continues to expand. The value is going to continue to grow as a dollar continues to lose value, and people look for ways to protect their wealth and give themselves a better standard of living moving forward for them and their family. So, this is the point of accumulating assets, getting them every single day, and then figuring out how can you leverage them? How can you lose them as collateral? How can you get a loan out against it so you never have to sell your assets again?
And John, in a minute here, I'm going to have you kind of talk about other vendors or merchants you've used Texit coin with, and you're kind of building a community with that. But I want to show people here, because people will say to us, M.I.M.S, right, and John, well, what's the utility? What is this backed by? Is this just another meme coin? Yada yada yada. And so it's important for people to understand the first thing that Texit is backed by is real physical miners. Okay. We are a proof of work layer 1 blockchain. Now, yes, we do want to have goods and services and people be able to use it to buy things in the real world. And I'm going to show you an example here in a little bit. But soon we'll have what are called layer 2 stable coins. So you'll be able to use the Texit network, but send digital dollars versus giving up your Texit if you think it's going to go higher. So just this last week, we've had tons of momentum and construction being done. This is in Victoria, Texas. The activation's coming soon. So another fog hash miner cargo was put down. The electricity box was installed. And there's another one here where moving miners, an awesome group of Texit Coin miners moved our B100 unit into Mansfield. This unit will mark our 4th unit on Texas soil with 200 L9 ASIC miners. These are massive supercomputers. And they're not just going to be mining Texit. They're going to be mining Litecoin and Dogecoin, which is another revenue stream for the company to pay for electricity and upgrades and upkeep with the miners. So stay tuned to see it here first when this unit is activated. So you can see here on the right, all the miners that they're unpacking. And these are the huge fog hash machines that go into the cargo containers. So just a little bit update on that. So John, when I know you have kind of been building a community of different vendors that accept Texit Coin for things that people need every day, showing again, Bobby talks about this all the time, is Bitcoin was supposed to be peer-to-peer currency. And for whatever reason, as it's evolved, as Wall Street has gotten involved and hedge funds, it's really just turned into digital gold. It's more of a store of value than I'm going to go and get a pizza and use my Bitcoin to pay for it. So any stories or your experience that you have of using Texit Coin in the real world to buy goods and services?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I accept Texit Coin in my businesses. If anybody wants to hire me as a general contractor to remodel their bathroom, I gladly accept that with Texit Coin. And I've put that word out there to a bunch of guys I know in the mining community that could utilize that service. But, even 2 doors down from my restaurant, which I accept Texit Coin at Tuscan Slice as well. As you saw, I accepted it for that catering. If somebody wants to buy a gift card from me, any amount, I'll sell them gift cards for Texit Coin. And then they can use that card anytime they want. Come in. I'm looking forward to the day where I can actually tie that into my actual processing at my restaurant. I don't know if I mentioned to you or not, but I spend about $14,000 a month just in credit card processing fees. Okay. And that's money right out of the bottom line that just goes to Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. Not to mention that it takes me several days to get my money deposited into the account. And when it's a weekend, and a holiday weekend like the one we just had, I have to wait 4 days sometimes to receive my deposits, which hurts me with my cash flow. I spend money every day. I need that money now. When I do a service and I give somebody something, I like to get paid for it right then. I don't want to wait 4 days. That hurts my business. But with crypto, those gas fees, they're a fraction of the price and it's instantaneous. That's right. So I get my money right then. So that's true cash flow for me. That's powerful, man. And so I'm a champion for this thing. If I can I would like to have a pay structure at my restaurant, which when we're set up to do the peer-to-peer transactions for the masses, I'm going to have cash price, which will be my price on the menu. Or if you want to use a credit card, I'm going to give you a 10% surcharge because, I also get chargebacks. That's when somebody wants to dispute a charge and sometimes I don't catch it. And so that's money going right out the back door. There are no chargebacks with crypto. So I'll offer a 5% discount from the cash price, if you want to pay with crypto. And so I'll be motivating people to pay with Texit Coin. And so I'll make it really easy for people to convert their cash, or even have a crypto exchange there where they can get that crypto and pay me for my goods and services. But next door to my restaurant, 2 doors down, is a CBD shop. Glenn, he's a miner as well. He accepts Texit coin there. So I've paid him for some CBD drinks or some, just different things that he has in the store. And so we actually turned it into a Texit coin store. So anybody that wants to come in during the day and, learn more about the project or become a miner, now that's available, pretty much every day during business hours at our Texit coin office, 2 doors down from the restaurant. I've got electricians that accept Texit coin, roofer, tattoo artists. You can get inked. Your whole body can get inked with crypto, baby. So, and that's my goal, is to build a community around me of a bunch of people that accept Texit coin, crypto.
Now that is a story right there. So what John did, guys, is basically explain the layer 2 that will be coming soon, where people could use a stable, the downtown dollars, which is a stable coin. Think of it as a digital dollar, but we don't have to go through MasterCard and Visa and the big banks. And John nailed it right there. Is why is this huge? He spends $14,000 a month on credit card transactions. That goes straight to Visa and MasterCard. That's $168,000 a year. And I mean, that's one restaurant in a fairly small town. So imagine if, let's just say there's 100 small businesses in this town and they all do this. Well, 168,000 times 100, that's $16.8 million staying in, what was it?
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie. $16.8 million staying in just one small town community, helping those small businesses. And then, like John said, there's an incentive structure to encourage individuals that are visiting these local businesses to pay in crypto. They kind of give them a discount when they purchase it. So it's a win for the consumer. It's a win for the business. And guess who loses? The big banks, the credit card companies, and the merchant processors. So again, this just vibes so much with the mission of Texit and Bobby, is that, like, this is the American-made blockchain for the people, right? No institutions, no corporations, no big banks, but bringing the power back to the people. And if we're going to beat the Federal Reserve and Wall Street, we have to walk away. We have to stop using their system. But M.I.M.S, I know you're chomping at the bit to say something about this, because that was gold, John.
No, I mean, yeah, brother, you crushed it just then. I mean, this is about we the people. That's what it really comes down to. And when you got American-made blockchain, and you have the environment that we have in the blockchain and crypto space right now on a governmental level, institutional level, even amongst the people, now you can see people are waking up to the value of the blockchain. And that's why it's important that we have shows like this and we expose opportunities like this with Texit coin and with blockchain and crypto, because it's good for everybody, for the people. We the people. It's good for the small business owner. It's good for the average person. I mean, we're holding on to digital assets, and we are utilizing these digital assets in the real world, to provide for, pay for goods and services, and we're just getting started, so as this ecosystem, as this infrastructure, as this community continues to grow, it doesn't take much to really see where this is going and just how powerful and impactful this is going to be, not just in Texas, but literally across the whole world. And that's what, we really get excited about. But folks, I hope you guys are, make sure you like this out. Make sure you share this out. A lot of information, a lot of value. Whoever shared this video with you, make sure you get back to them so they can help you start mining, okay, and getting into blockchain and crypto. But this is the time, man. That was phenomenal.
And we're going to actually, sorry, go ahead, John.
No, I just want to add, this conversation is a really easy one for us to have with people around us, because, so many crypto projects are scams and illegitimate. Right. And people ask me all the time, like, why are you so confident about this coin and this project? And I say, guys, well, first of all, I never met the guy that created Bitcoin. I never met the guy that created Doge, Litecoin, and any of those other ones. But when you can look in the eyes of the founder of Texit Coin and see that he means business, this guy is not in hiding, lurking in the shadows, all sketchy. He's out in the face of the public, and he's very transparent. He's actually, there's $20 million worth of equipment in warehouses getting installed as we speak. I know the electricians that have been on those sites. I know those guys that are actually building these things. You don't spend this kind of money on infrastructure if you're planning on doing something sketchy. This is as legit of a project as anyone I've ever been a part of. And so why am I all in? Why am I all excited about it? Because I see the receipts. I got the proof. I see it. My family benefits from it. It's blessed our lives in so many different ways, not just the coin and the which I'm so excited about, but just the rewards that they give you for spreading the word. I mean, I'm making life-changing money here, guys, paying off some debts and taking care of my kids for whatever they need, taking care of my sick mama when she just got hip replacement. I mean, this is really blessing our lives, and this is going to be for generations to come. And so if you're sleeping on this, my advice to you is wake up.
I love it.
If I had my soundboard on, that would be a Don DeMarco, John, as we say.
Right. Yeah.
And to make it even better, so think about this, guys, right? You can get pizza, CBD, roofing, construction,
jacuzzis. Oh, was it?
Well,
Jacuzzi,
that's
right?
what we're leading up to that one, man.
Okay.
So this is another
Right,
awesome video that came out this week. Again, just showing the use case for Texit and how it is the people's currency.
2017. Are you rolling? All right, guys, we're doing our first hot tub sale in Texit Coin right now.
Sir.
I'm going to receive this $25,000 transaction.
Service not too good in here.
Oh, here, do you want me to hook you up to the Wi-Fi?
I got you.
25,000.
Let's see. I got too many wallets, man, right now. Trying to figure out which one. It's crypto money.
Right?
This is going to be worth $1 million.
Oh, yeah, 25.
Yep.
0.
2 and 17 cents.
Here we go. Let's put a hot tub. 6163 coins.
Woo, love it.
One day this gonna be $4 million, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It don't matter. I have 400 million by then.
Okay, so you got 10x on that.
There we go. All done.
Done.
Easy. That's easy. That's easier than a debit card.
Congratulations.
I ain't have to call
No
the
fees.
No fees.
Yep. Congratulations. There you go.
That's fine.
All
So I just did some quick math at $25,000 hot tub at 3%. That's $750 that Visa and MasterCard would have gotten instead of that, and it probably cost a tenth of a penny, if that, to send that on Texit. It's final, done with. You don't have to worry about chargebacks, which is huge. The more chargebacks you have too as a business, the higher the prices go. That has something to do with the high prices we see these days, as people are either stealing stuff or doing fraudulent chargebacks or whatnot. So again, guys, I mean, hot tubs, CBD, pizzas. What else do we need?
Oh, more is coming, folks. More is coming. We're just getting started.
Yeah, and this was a good question, and I think this kind of will explain to people how revolutionary is we're doing here is we don't really want a Texit card, because when you have a card, you need a bank and a merchant processor that's going to take 2 to 3% from you. So, and then it goes through their whole network, and then you got chargebacks. And the whole point is here, we don't need them, right? We don't need centralized authorities anymore because we have the blockchain. We have peer-to-peer. That's the whole point of that, is it's done instantly. It's done peer-to-peer, and it happens in seconds for mere pennies. So, and Bobby has talked about this, a few times, is That's the whole goal of this, is to get away from centralized authorities. Once you have a card and you're running it through a merchant, you are no longer decentralized, you are centralized. John, you nailed it tonight, brother. Once the phase 2 comes in and the downtown dollars start rolling out, can you imagine, John, when, you know, a town that's 10, 15 minutes from you guys finds out you're saving $168,000 a year by taking Texit's downtown dollars, and that your entire community is saving, what did I say, 16 something million? Do you think that's going to spread? Do you think other business owners are going to want to get involved with that?
100%. I mean, you just mentioned $168,000. I mean, that's like, you know, a couple of really good salaries that takes care of on my payroll. You know, I mean, that's huge. I mean, well, who can't get excited about that? It's crazy.
Well, awesome show tonight, guys. M.I.M.S, I'll let you close us out here. Of, you know, again, guys, this pullback is completely natural. Anyone that does technical analysis of crypto charts expected this. I knew it would happen. So again, guys, don't let the price, like we always say, right? Do not measure your wealth in dollars. Measure your wealth in assets. Are you getting more Texit every day? If so, you're winning. M.I.M.S, bring us home.
Yeah, I mean, man, what a phenomenal show. I told you guys we had something special. You're just going to love it. Make sure y'all smash that like button, you know, share this out. People need to hear the testimony. They need to get the information, because they're not going to get it from mainstream. And, you know, I tell people all the time, you don't know what you don't know, and you won't know unless somebody tells you. Okay. And it happens to be that telling people about Texit is very rewarding. It's changing people's lives on the referral program, like you heard from Brother John as well, and all of us that are in Texit right now. And folks, I mean, just you got to understand, we're living in one of the most significant time periods ever in history. There's nothing stopping you, you know, from, you know, putting yourself in position to live a better quality of lifestyle and leaving a legacy for you and your family. We have access, you know, before, you know, opportunities and technologies like this, you know, you'd have to be an accredited investor. You know, you got to go to Wall Street. They're going to IPO it and things of this nature. No, this is available to anybody, everybody, you know, around the world can get access, you know, to this revolutionary, you know, opportunity in human history to be a part of something, you know, that is just, you know, changing the world. So I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I know where this is going. And just like Mike said, if you see Texit Coin down right now, this is an opportunity. When you see assets go down in price, you should be saying, wow, I can get more of it for less now. You understand? And then you should be also realizing that when it goes back to its original high and goes past that you're profiting, you're making money. So get your miners, get back to whoever shared this with you, buy Texit Coin. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. And we're just getting started, folks. We're just getting started.
Well, John, thank you so much for coming on tonight, brother. Awesome story. Love seeing you win. Did you have any last words, anything you want to get out and just let people know?
No, I appreciate you guys, you know, having me on the show. I'd love to, you know, catch up in, you know, in the future as more, you know, fun stories happen and life happens, and we can share, you know, in the future how much better this thing is going to get. I mean, this is just the beginning. I'm excited about the future, and if you're not excited about the future, then you should definitely get aboard this, because this is something to get excited about. It's making, you know, I mean, I'm making new friends. Getting to travel to Asia, you know, and hang out, you know, in Thailand, and pretty soon we're going to be going to Europe and Switzerland, and you know, are you guys coming to Austin next weekend for the car giveaway?
No, Austin, but you remind me of a few things here, John. Okay, so number one, guys, this is just fun. Okay, I mean, we go to Thailand for 2 weeks. John went for 3 because you went on to Singapore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to say about Singapore since we weren't there? What was your takeaway from Singapore?
Man, I wish I could give you a whole bunch of juicy stuff, man, but I got out of there as fast as I got there, just because it was so crowded. We didn't really have mine was the last minute decision to go, and it was kind of not planned very well, so I didn't have great hotel accommodations. I couldn't get into token 2049 because it was a sold out event. I mean, and we were the platinum sponsor. We couldn't even get another ticket for me to get in there. And so I made a decision to go. I like Thailand so bad. I got to Singapore, was there for a day. I was like, baby, let's go back to Thailand. So we went back to Thailand and hung out there for another.
I know that's right. Look, Thailand has changed all of us. Okay, we all ready to go back to Thailand. Look,
Man, when you can, when $1 gets you 30 baht, you can live like a king over there. And Singapore is the opposite of that. I was like, I would go back to live like a king, you know?
We're gonna have a deep Texas community in Thailand. I'm telling you. I already know it.
No doubt.
Oh yeah.
So this weekend, guys, there's an event in Austin. They're giving away over 30 very high performance, luxurious cars, trucks, Lambos, all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure they're basically sold out, but again, there's always something going on. But you reminded me, John, is we will be at Texit Coin Weekend. This is where blockchain meets championship boxing and thoroughbred racing. This is November 6th through the 8th. So if you are in Florida or you do want to fly in for this event, it's texitweekend.com. That has all the information. Bobby Gray will be speaking at a free mixer November 6th from 6 to 9. It's free. Just make sure you register for the event. And then November 7th, we have the Caribbean Clash 2. Ron Johnson, former champion of boxing. I think he held the title 4 times. There's going to be a WBC title fight this evening. That one you do need to purchase tickets. You can purchase them here. And Saturday is a Texit Coin horse race powered by Texit Coin. Again, texitweekend.com, guys. There's just so much going on, so many amazing events. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do this. We're having fun. We're making money. We're helping people win. Thank you guys for tuning into the live tonight. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.